Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to The Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Well, what have we here?
It's a podcast.
Fine.
And what excitement we have today.
It's The Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
In these crazy times, ladies and gentlemen, it's important to try to instill an air of calm to the world. I feel that responsibility now more than ever. I feel as though contributing to divisiveness would not be a positive thing in this particular environment that we live in right now. And I also know that our listening audience has told me on multiple occasions that that this show for them is an escape from the day-to-day drudgery and from the news cycle that gets so depressed. Not that we ignore the issues of the day. We don't plan on doing that on today's show. But I thought we had discussions about this, that it would be a wonderful idea to have something a little different than what you might be hearing on general information and general discussion podcasts. And I thought that what better way to make us forget our problems than a good old-fashioned manualist. Now, Rob is going to introduce him in a second here, but a manualist, if I remember correctly, I go all the way back to the days of Johnny Carson and The Tonight Show.
Yes.
When there was a guy named Twomey, or
John Twomey.
John Twomey, who played the Stars and Stripes Forever on his hands. And I forgot that was unquestionably one of the best novelty guests in the history of The Tonight Show. And when it became, when we became aware of the fact that there was a new manualist, and not only a new manualist, but an international manualist from another country.
It's the age we're in. If you embrace technology, you can make hand farts across the world.
Now that I think you diminish it by saying that. Because this is not hand farts, Rob Spiewak. This is musical accomplishment. So please introduce our guest from Germany.
Yes.
And I'm very excited to chat with him, and then more excited than anything to have him perform for us.
Well, Mike, we love a novelty act.
Yes,
and
we
I
do.
think this takes it to the next level. His name is Der Schelm, and his real name is Sebastian, but we shall refer to him as his artist name.
Der Schelm?
Der Schelm.
Very
he
good.
has been featured on a show in France called Un Talent Incroyable, which means an incredible talent.
Okay.
I remember that from French. You can find him on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. We had him last week playing a song from Foreigner, I Want to Know What Love Is.
Pretty spectacular
This is taking it
accomplishment.
to the next generation.
Do you
Ladies
notice,
and
Josh,
gentlemen.
how Rob speaks when we do a sound check and now when he speaks? Have you noticed that difference?
Yes, I know. I prepared
It's
now.
truly something, isn't it?
When
It
he
is.
says,
It,
"Does this
it
sound
takes
right?"
the decibel levels that commercials have and blows them away.
Mike, we have a guest waiting. Can you demean me later?
Okay, but Rob, God. All right,
Ladies and gentlemen.
all right, very good.
Der Schelm.
Der Schelm, let's bring him in right here. Hi, Der Schelm.
Hello.
How are you? Nice to see you all the way from Germany.
I'm very good, and I'm very happy to be here. It's an honor, and it's great to see people liking hand farts.
Well, see, I'm glad that didn't offend you. Are you familiar, first of all, welcome to the show, and we can't wait to see your talent. Are you familiar with the older guest that was on The Tonight Show years ago, Twomey? Did you ever hear that name, since this is what you do?
Unfortunately, not. My idol is Gary Phillips. If you know
Gary Phillips.
Yes. He has a YouTube channel, and he had made Bohemian Rhapsody, full cover of it, and he's doing it for more than 50 years, I guess.
Wow.
And,
Rob,
Bruce
we missed that
Coston.
one.
Now, I'm just going on memory here. Is there another manualist, a group called Gaston and Purcell? Am I thinking of that right? Are they familiar to you?
Yeah, I know Bruce Gaston.
Yes.
And I guess the other one is, the other
Yeah,
name.
well, he's just the assistant. He's not the exciting one. So this has a storied lineage. I mean, this goes way back for you.
Yeah. I know Bruce Gaston, and yeah.
Der Schelm. How did you, first of all, could you translate that name for us, for the American audience? And could you tell us about your origins, how you became a manualist, and Der Schelm, and how it all came about for you, Der Schelm?
Yes. It's something like a joker, someone who likes to prank or likes to make people laugh, and just a happy person who is in performing in front of kings in Europe and like a bard. And
Like a jester, we would
A
call it a
jester, yeah.
jester.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
jester. Okay.
And that's my name, I guess, in English a bit. Yeah.
How did you discover that you had this talent?
As a kid, I was
Yes.
11 years old, and a friend of mine in school could Hanford a bit, and he showed me his skills, and I was immediately catched, and I tried to do it as well. And now I'm doing it for 26 years. So yeah.
Oh my God, you have an aptitude. I remember the guy on the Tonight Show play I'm going to start laughing because this segment is so much fun for me right now.
Yeah.
He started playing Stars and Stripes Forever. You did the Foreigner song. Are there any songs that you are known for on the French television program?
Yes, I've made Cancan. It's from Jacques Offenbach. And it's
Well, you could do it with your mouth, but I think it would be much better to see you do it with your hands. Now, you have it looks like you have a one camera setup there. Are we going to be able to see your hands when you perform for us?
Great.
Sure, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mike O'Mara Show is extremely proud to present to you the sound stylings of Der Schelm.
He's loosening up his hands right now.
I can do Cancan.
Please.
Cancan. Can.
Yeah.
And so on.
Oh,
That's great.
So you said con, and Rob and I both didn't recognize it, but it's the can that everybody knows.
Yeah.
That wonderful
Sure.
from Moulin Rouge where they would do that.
Yeah.
That's just
There's
incredible.
so much speed involved in that one. Is it easier to do something with a bunch of fast farts or some? Because you had some great sustain on the Foreigner song. You really made some of them last a long time. What is easier? What comes easier to you?
Good question.
Thank you.
It's easier to perform fast. Long notes are really hard. Because
That's
long
what
notes
separates
and
you from
high
the
notes.
others, I'm sure. Yeah.
Do you do Flight of the Bumblebee by any chance?
I can try,
That's
but
the
it's
saber dance. That's
He
not
can
the
try
flight
it.
of the-
We might get
can try it.
we might get a debut here.
I'd love it. Yeah.
What you think you can handle that one? I see. I'm throwing you a wild card here, Der Schelm. That's what
I
I'm
can
doing.
do it a bit slowed down, but I can.
Okay, go
Okay,
do
that's
it
fine.
any way you want to do it. I just threw it at you. Let's see if we can do this. Here we go. I love this guy. That's awesome.
What's amazing on that?
That's the best. That's because he wasn't prepared for that. That's
He was
fantastic.
He was bending notes. I mean, he's like, it's fantastic. It's sensational.
Now, when Rob played us last week, the Foreigner song, "I Want to Know What Love Is," that was special. And I mean, I could listen to him all that, but could we have a little of the slow Foreigner song, please, Der Schelm? This is great.
Yeah.
It's really hard because it's long notes, as I said, and high
Yes.
notes.
Okay,
But I can try it.
give it a
My hands
try.
are a bit-
That's
a
what
bit
we're here
sweaty.
for. This is awesome. This is great.
Oh, sorry.
That's all
It's
right.
all right.
I'm not
my
warmed up
God.
here. It's
I don't care. I don't care. This is you know what? I think we knew Emmanuelis was coming on the show. I probably did not believe I was going to enjoy it as much as I am. I hope everybody's having as good a time as I am right now.
Before we have another song, I have to ask, what is your hand maintenance routine? I mean, because I know people that play, say, a Stradivarius, they take careful care of their violin.
Rob. Thanks for doing that to me.
Well, Mike, people got to know. I mean, do you
I know.
cream your hands? What is the length of your nails? I mean, what do we need to know?
actually my hands are very dry, and
Okay.
I try to trim the nails really short.
I would think that I would think that moist hands
Yeah.
would lend themselves more to being
Yes,
a
yes,
manualist than dry hands. This is my opinion.
They-
But does it work better dry or better
Yes,
wet?
yes, yes. The farts are a lot more wet when
Well,
the hands
since you brought it up, could we hear a series of fart sounds for our? I know there's a part of our audience that craves that. Can we hear a few of those? You know,
Just
like
isolated notes, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I can produce the sounds on two sides of my hands. Here, that's the main instrument, and the other side is like really hard farts, like
Oh, so like a bass
so
and
they- yeah,
a bass and a lead.
It's like yeah.
I have to ask you this, and the idea of doing what you just did. Have you ever, among friends, when you're drinking beer, when you're out, and have you ever tried to make the sound thinking people might think it's something else? Have you ever kind of pulled that practical joke? You have to have
Sure,
done
yeah.
that, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yes, like on a train or something like that, or a bus.
Elevators.
Elevator.
Perfect.
Like, for example, I take you to an elevator right now in, say, Munich, Germany, and Der Schelm gets on the elevator and has a floor 3, please, and then we hear a 1, a 2. Oh, I'm having a good time. I really am. Yes, go ahead,
I'm
Rob.
curious. It's obviously you can monetize this through social media. I know you're on Twitch. I know you're on the Instagram and all that stuff. But is this your career, or do you have, as we would say in the United
job.
States, a day job?
I have a day job. Yes. I'm doing social media for 3 years now, and now it's going a bit to pay off on
Good.
TikTok. On TikTok, and I had been in Belgium on a quiz show where I hand farted live for the candidates, and they had to guess the songs.
Oh,
That
okay.
was
And
really,
you
really
do
fun.
do you refer to it as hand farting? Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Now, have there been? I like to think we're cutting edge here. Have
Yeah.
there been any television programs in the United States that have reached out to you?
Not television, but
This is your
private
big break.
persons.
This
This
is
is.
your big break. This is gonna. All right.
Do you think he could? I mean, they'd have to move fast, but he might be able to do the Republican National Convention. I think it would be a great act for
Might
there.
be tough for the airfares right now. I'm going to turn it over to you, Der Schelm. And have you taken this outside of TV appearances and your online presence? Have you taken this into any live venues to perform?
Actually, I've performed live around 11 years ago. It's still on my YouTube channel, the live performance. It was with a friend of me. I teached him the hand fort ways, and he played along with me. It's like 12 minutes performance.
Wow,
and,
a duet.
yeah.
I'll turn it over to you, and if you could, we won't keep you much longer, but I'd like to get some of your other songs that you feel you have mastered, that you are the master of your domain. with
Like
your
the hit singles, Mike?
Sure, the hits. Play the hits, the Der Schelm hits.
Whew, that's a good one.
Don't want to put too much pressure on you. This is just anything you feel. Anything, this if the spirit. Well, your repertoire. What is your total repertoire of songs, Der Schelm?
It's like nearly all kinds of music over the world, because I'm open-minded, and I have done classical music, scores of movies, metal, rock, pop,
Do you
rap.
do the 1812 overture?
Yeah.
See, I mean, if
can-
you're talking about the classic hits, I mean,
I can try that.
Okay,
Please.
I like
If you want.
this on the fly. All right.
Moment.
Okay, it's all right. Man, you know what? I like these just on the fly. I
Mike,
think
the
this is
repertoire question is almost moot because he can come up with stuff. He just does it. Twice he's done it for us. He's come up with
a
song.
request has blasted into my head, Rob.
Okay.
99 Luftballons by Nena.
It's a good one. Nena, yes.
Da, 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 da,
Yeah.
da. All right, very good.
My hands are really, really.
You know what? Listen, Der Shum, you have nothing to apologize. I
No.
am enjoying every second of it. Even when you have a false start, this is highly entertaining right now.
I try this.
Okay. Let me ask you if I can. A question about the false starts. When you sometimes do your first squeeze, you're not exactly aware what note is going to come out, right?
Yes.
So you have to adjust on the fly. When you do a live show, what is your closer? What is
He did it 11 years ago, Rob.
I know, but I mean, well, I'm sure he still does things. I mean, you've got to have like a show-off piece. What's the one that you really want to do when you want to blow people's mind?
It's Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh.
But I guess it's too hard now. My hands are really. That's what I mean.
Are they
have to be
sweating
dry.
now? Are
Yeah,
they
yeah.
sweating? Would you like to try Bohemian Rhapsody?
I can try it. Yes.
Yeah, just a
Oh,
little
I'd
But
bit.
love
they
to
are
hear
really
that.
sweaty. That's the problem. When
Do you
they are
want to? Do you want a
dry,
towel or something? You want a towel off before we try
Powder?
this one at all?
Some cornstarch?
I have to shake it off.
Sure. Like Taylor Swift.
I was taking a look at your YouTube channel. So, Mike and Rob, some of his top songs on here is
Yeah.
No Doubt, Don't Speak,
Oh, that's
the
a nice
Star
song.
Wars cover.
Oh, I'd love to. You know,
Jurassic
Rob
Park.
would love to hear the Star.
I would love to hear Star Wars. I was almost going to ask, but I
Thank
didn't
you,
want to.
Josh.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what?
main
You know, hey
theme
Rob,
or,
can I just say one thing? Isn't it nice having Josh around
It is.
to pop in with this
Absolutely,
when
yeah.
we need this? Absolutely, kicking ass and taking
Yeah.
names. Way to go! Yeah, could we? Rob's a huge Star Wars fan.
I would
Can
love
you
to
do a
hear
little
that.
of
Do you want the main theme or Imperial March?
I would love the Imperial March. This is the Darth
Yeah,
Vader
yeah.
theme.
That's the Darth. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Absolutely.
Okay.
That's so
You know what?
great.
I hope that this is the beginning of something truly big, and that you continue to grow your audience and fame. And I think really though, since we've mentioned Bohemian Rhapsody, I know a lot of people probably perked their ears up when they heard that. Is there any way you could close with that one for us and give that a shot? And if not, we can kick it over to the No Doubt to go
Yeah,
out, or
yeah,
anything Rob
exactly.
wants to hear.
Yeah.
I think Bohemian Rhapsody is better because no doubt there are lots of pauses in the song.
That's
Okay,
fine.
so let's go.
And,
Let's go with a
yeah.
taste of Bohemian Rhapsody, a little Queen.
I try to start with the piano.
Okay, all right. I love it when it starts with the piano.
Fantastic. So good. We have so many bad talent show programs on American television. We must get you on them. something, where they just America's Got Talent, you would kill. You'd be a marvelous fit. So
hey, Josh, we never gave you a request. Would you like to pop in here with one request since you've been on the channel and for him to wrap one up for us?
Well, I'm trying to figure out which ones would sound great. I see that he did a 1-hour video called Jurassic Fart.
Was that with the music from Jurassic Park? Okay, let's end with that one. That's
okay,
good.
yeah,
okay,
I love
ladies
that
and gentlemen, all the way from Germany on the Mike O'Mara Show to wrap it up with a lovely montage from Jurassic Park. I give you Der Schelm.
It's all.
wow.
Bravo.
You do not disappoint, sir.
Fantastic. That's great. Listen, give us all the particulars of where people can see you or what you want to share with us since you've been so generous with your time this afternoon in Germany this afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have social media on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. And it's all the same name, Der Schelm, with an A and an E. And,
all right, so that's DERSHAELM, correct?
SCH.
SCHA. I forgot the German spelling.
Yeah, just put as many letters in as you can, and you'll get it.
SCHXYZARRRAELM. Der
Mike,
Schelm.
we'll have the proper spelling in the show description, so people.
Sebastian, thank you very much for joining us, and thanks. Please come on. Would you come on again sometime? We'd love to have
Christmas.
you. Christmas time. Maybe do some Christmas classics. That's a great idea, Rob. We'd love to have you again, my friend.
Sounds good, yeah.
Dankeschön.
Thank you.
Gerne geschehen.
There you go. Fantastic. That's good stuff.
Wow.
That's how you clean a palate, in my opinion, with
exactly.
the craziness we have here right now. That's something special. That's truly something special.
And what a charming guy. He wasn't
very
a dick
nice
about
man.
it. He was a good guy.
Very nice man. Once we got through a little late start with the getting the internet thing straight over there.
German internet, Mike.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guest. I enjoyed every single minute of it. And since we're going to have a long roundtable segment, we're going to take a break right now. When we come back, well, we got to deal with some reality, and the world's going bat-ass nuts, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take a break and come back and have the roundtable discussion for you on the Mike O'Mara Show. And here's to Der Schelm. I'm going to drink a German beer tonight in his honor. And Rob will drink a non-alcoholic German
I'll have
beer.
a pretzel.
Thank you. We'll be right back. For most of us, summer means spending as much time outside as we can. We put sunscreen on to protect our skin, but what about our hair?
Yes.
Make sure your hair is as ready as you are with Nutrafol. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are physician-formulated using 100% drug-free ingredients. Their patented technology provides consistent, reliable results without compromising your sex life. Yeah, because some of these things can be a little hinky in that
mess with
department.
you, yeah.
Free shipping and automated deliveries ensure you'll never miss a day. See results in 3 to 6 months. We have seen it work, and it is the real deal, Wade. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding. Take the first step towards achieving your hair growth goals. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com/men and enter the promo code TMOS. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com/men, spelled NUTRAFOL.com/men. Promo code TMOS. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code TMOS, ladies and gentlemen. Oh boy! Well, we got to get it
Anything
started.
happened this weekend, Mike?
Yeah, it was a little odd. We were basically hanging out with everybody and talking about the generic run-of-the-mill celebrity deaths when all of a sudden this news broke. I don't know where you were, but it was pretty weird day. Let me bring you up to speed on where we are right now. Here's a quick rundown of where we are now after the assassination attempt of Trump over the weekend. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is fine after a bullet pierced the top part of his right ear, but one man was killed and 2 others were critically wounded. In a post on his website, Truth Social, Trump said, quote, "I knew immediately that something was wrong in that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place." In an interview last night, he said he has rewritten the speech he will give this week at the Republican National Convention because he considers this, quote, a chance to bring the whole country, even the whole world together. And as odd as it might seem, when you see something like that and you realize that all the disappointment, in some cases, all the hatred you have in your heart, I read that and it strangely, I felt good about it.
I did.
I
agree.
If that's happening, I think that's
And
a
I
time
personally, I needed to hear that because the whole thing made me feel sick.
Yeah.
And whatever your politics are, you got to leave that behind because this is a political gathering that is guaranteed by the First Amendment in our Constitution, that this is how we do things, and that anybody would get out there and make it feel less safe, and not just to Trump, but the people around him. The fact that they can't gather in safety, it nauseated me. It just ruined the whole mindset of it.
I think it woke up a lot of politicians that realized that for years and years, there's always been presidents that you disagree with.
Yep.
On both sides. And I think it really woke people up to realize maybe we've been going a little extreme over the hate towards the other team.
I think that if anything comes out of this, that can be the moment on, and there's culpability in many different corners with this. This is not to legitimize the hate speech that comes from one side or another. Because I mean it's astonishing when we refer to as filthy or stupid and all this. But now, when you talk about, I've always believed when it comes right to it, regardless of who is elected, that our system of government is strong enough to survive. And, I think if you would look at both sides, from the right, you get they're ruining our country. We want to take our country back. We want to go back to a way of life. These people have no idea. It's giving everything away, and it goes on and on. On the left, you get the people who are saying, this will be the end of democracy as we know it. This is extreme stuff when you're talking about if one person or another is elected, it will destroy the America we know. I don't think either side is correct with their extreme comments. But I do know that when I see something like this, the idea of gun violence in the United States comes to the forefront again. And you've got that situation to think about. And, of course, that'll be dissected down the road. The thing specifically about this incident that I was curious about, when you saw the layout of where the shooter was, and you think about the job the Secret Service does, you're going to have a tremendous amount of scrutiny. This was a tenth of an inch away from, of being a successful assassination
Certain
attempt.
death, absolutely.
And
we never hear of the Secret Service making a mistake.
Yeah,
They're supposed to be the top security.
And they do an amazing job, and it's not to. And I've known many people on the job in the Secret Service, but this particular advance team, when you talked about how close this shooter actually was on a rooftop, I don't know what the details are of a Secret Service advance team going in, or whether. But I was, with all the talking heads that I watched over the weekend, one thing I did get was they're very concerned about line of sight. And they spend a lot of time. Obviously, something slipped through the cracks on this, and the idea that a member of law enforcement actually saw this guy. Right before the shooting
tried
started.
to notify. Yeah,
there are many, many, many questions that will continue to be asked about this.
Mike, two things. I have the television coverage of the actual shooting when it happened, but I also have audio from the podium mic, where you can hear kind of what goes on when the service did. Do you want either of those? I know that
both.
Okay, let's start. This is the actual time of the shooting. This was on television.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
So that's what was actually covered on when the live shooting happened on television. This is the audio from the podium mic, and you can hear some of what goes down with the Secret Service. You can also hear President Trump, responding. And this is, to me, eerier than what we just saw.
Take a look at what happened.
Ready? Move! Up! Move! Go! Up! Hawkeye's here. Hawkeye's here. Move it to the stand. Are we good? Shooters down. Shooters down. Are we good to move? Shooters down. We're good to move. We're clear. We're clear. We're clear. We're clear. Come on.
Let me get my shoes. Let me get my shoes.
I got you, sir. I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
So we got to move to the bus. Move to the bus. Let me get my shoes.
Okay, my shoes down. Come on, get the shoes.
Wait.
And he was escorted off.
Wow. I mean, that it's in that case, the audio is more powerful than the video.
Yeah.
I agree.
It is.
Yeah, Josh.
Have you seen this photo about if he didn't turn his head for that split second?
Wow.
How close it was to, we'd be having a way different conversation today.
It's
crazy.
stunning. There's a quote in here. There's a lot of stuff floating around about this, and we don't get into the BS conspiracy theories and all that. And
that is one thing I got to jump in. That when
with the people talking about it,
my son came down, I was not watching television. He came down and he said this just happened, and he said right away, he said everyone's saying it's a setup. Looks like a setup. Looks like a conspiracy. Something they said. I said no. And what horrified me as I look back on that is my son, who's only been old enough so far, he's not even voted in a presidential election yet.
And that level of cynicism.
And that level of cynicism on him, that he would not only see it, but think about embracing. I said, son, if they were on the off chance to have this as a planned thing, they're not going to shoot into a crowd. I mean, this is not fake. And he says, I don't know. It seemed kind of weird that he was able to stand up and pump his fist. And I said, trust me, it's not fake. But it was disappointing to me.
Melania Trump tweeted, quote, and this, I welcome analysis of this a little
All right.
bit. I mean, she is the wife, and we have to. She said, when I watched the violent bullet strike my husband, Donald, that's kind of odd English there, I realized my life and Barron's life were on the brink of a devastating change. She called Donald the generous and caring man who I have been through the best of times and the worst of times with. Just an odd, just a little odd. It might be, you can overanalyze it.
You can.
It's just.
It doesn't sound to me like it went through any filters, though. It sounds to me like that has not been touched by White
Yeah.
House speech.
Well, also
It's just-
English is her second language.
That's what I was saying. There was an idea of the English being there. As for the shooter, here's what we know. His name was Thomas Matthew Crooks, 20 years old, from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. That's an hour south of Butler. He was killed by a Secret Service sniper. Crooks was working as a dietary aide at a nursing home and was a member of a local gun club. At the time of the shooting, he was wearing a T-shirt from a gun-related YouTube channel called Demolition Ranch, and I'm sure they're going to be getting a lot of scrutiny.
It's also, Mike, it's a horrible salad dressing. Never
Demolition Ranch. I know. They never should have put those red pepper flakes in it. Thanks
hate it.
for trying to inject a little levity in
Trying.
He was a registered Republican, and this came out rather soon, but had previously given a $15 donation to a left-leaning organization. Authorities have raided his home. There's no word yet on a motive for the shooting. So we get to how he did it, like we always do when these things happen. He was able to climb to the roof of a building only about 164 yards from where Trump was speaking with an AR-15 rifle. Okay, well, there you go with that. I didn't know that until I just shared it with you right here. Because I was thinking...
It was his dad's gun.
And it wasn't a sniper rifle. All right, so that's interesting. He just was kind of firing in the general direction.
No, I believe it had a scope and everything.
It had a scope, but not a classic sniper. An AR-15 can do a lot of damage, and you can
that's why he got
zero
out 8
in on
shots.
it.
Yes,
What he got a ton of shots off, but it's not the type of rifle that would be specifically used for sniping. Is that? I'm not a gun person,
no,
so I don't.
But it
know.
has a 400-foot range or something.
Okay,
Something
yeah,
like
the
that.
range is there.
The range is there.
But wow, it seems that crazy that law enforcement didn't notice him and didn't have that area secured. One guy interviewed by the BBC said that he and other spectators saw Crooks climb the building with his rifle and tried to alert police, but he was still able to fire off several rounds. The sheriff of Butler County says that one local police officer was hoisted on the shoulders of another to look on the roof, but he dropped back down after Crooks pointed the rifle at him, and he couldn't draw his service revolver. That's when Crooks started shooting. Once the Secret Service did respond, though, the witness said they, quote, blew his head off. The gun was registered to Crooks' father, and police found explosives in his car and in his home. This is initially, obviously, investigating to follow a lone wolf situation. That's what they seem to believe on that. And do you find, like I do, gentlemen, that it also feels as though back in the day, and I'm old enough to have been a baby, a little kid when JFK was assassinated, and it was just such a deal for the country in that the shock of it. And I find that it was remarkable to me how quickly we just got back to normalcy.
Well,
after
I mean,
this,
it has to be said that it was
a failed attempt. Yeah.
It was immediately known that not only a failed attempt, but only minor damage was done. I have to ask you.
You say that to the family of the guy that was killed, though. That's
I'm talking about the president, though. I'm
right.
sorry. I mean no disrespect to the
I know
family.
you didn't. I was just saying that, that is and for people that are throwing out conspiracy theories, I don't think, that lends any truth.
I have
And
to
that
ask this
person
question.
who died
I'm sorry, Josh.
was a firefighter who dove on his family to protect his family.
To protect them, yeah.
So it could have been
And
kids and whatever. There was no
Yeah,
setup.
and you're out there. I disagree with you, every inch of you politically, but the idea of going to a rally for your guy, that about 50% of the country believes in, and you're just going to a political rally. It's so much fun for people that think like that, and that's what these things are. They're just a big party and fun to see your celebrity candidate, and you lose your life. Just stunning. You were going to say, Rob.
Yeah, I have a question because I'm too young to remember anything other than the just news of it. How did the country react when Reagan was shot at the Hilton? Do you remember that?
It was more shocking, I think. It was more of you were dealing with a sitting president, too. And
that's true.
But it was also a video event where, you got it on tape. And I remember I was in a supermarket in Herndon, Virginia when that news came over.
Doing an
And
appearance?
I was, and it was just stunning. It really was,
Well,
Yeah,
and
Josh.
and it wasn't 2024 where that news and video and photos come to your phone instantly.
Instantaneously.
Like it is today. And I think the vitriol that we have been set up for years as a country, I think for politicians it's a wake-up call immediately because they realize that could have been them on the stage on either side. Yeah. And I think it's gonna take a lot of the news media and politicians and everyone speaking unity and that just follow the process like we have forever to get this hate out of the country.
Yeah, whether that is true and whether that happens, we will wait to see. This has been, of all the presidential contests I've seen, this is something truly amazing to me. Between kicking Biden off the front page with his issues because of an assassination attempt, and technically, when you talk about the race itself, that has always been known as post-convention, we're just at the beginning of this thing.
You're right. You're right.
Truly amazing to believe, and I hope if the rhetoric can calm down to a degree, that will be something positive that comes out of this. And Donald Trump is not known for unity speeches on any level. He's known for
but
tearing into the
Biden.
other guy. What's
and
that?
He did well this week. Joe Biden is not either, and he did well this weekend with unity.
And he did a really, really good job. But I think that's we could argue false equivalency on that, but that's okay. I have to get my little
Mike,
dig in there.
In the chat room, Mike Willens wants to know what was the national mood after Lincoln was assassinated.
It was cold. Can't believe I'm taking that mantle from Buzz Burbank now, where I'm doing the cold stories. But you know what? Based on the most recent speeches, you're right, Josh. And I make a joke about false equivalent. It's not. And the rhetoric coming from both sides has been intense, and we'll see what happens.
I'm entirely enthusiastic and intrigued on what Trump says, because he has never been a unifier. I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a political way. He's a divisive person. And if he can speak a passage of unity, I'd be very eager to hear it and pleased to hear it.
And it will continue, like it or not. And it might be crass to discuss it, but when you started seeing the Republican congressmen and senators saying the election is his now, it's tough to make that argument when you see this, because he came up and, if a person could get shot in the ear and bounce back right up there with the fist in the air, as his supporters, that was something to behold. A lot to happen on the other side. Just stand by and wait and see. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm sure both sides would have reacted the same way.
I think you're right.
I think so.
It's just a weird. These are interesting times. I find myself saying that more than anything. Let's move on to the other, because it was a celebrity death. Incredible weekend. It really was. Richard Simmons passed away on Saturday, which was a day after his 76th birthday. His rep says he celebrated the day before. There's no word on the cause of death. Richard's brother Lenny said, quote, "I don't want people to be sad about my brother." Lenny Simmons.
I didn't know there was a Leonard Simmons.
Leonard Simmons. He says, "I don't want people to be sad about my brother. I want them to remember him for the genuine joy and love he brought to people's lives. He truly cared about people. He called, wrote, and emailed thousands of people throughout his career to offer help. So don't be sad. Celebrate his life." Simmons became a talk show staple thanks to his message of fitness, healthy eating, and positivity. There are a lot of people listening to me right now that still have no memory of Richard Simmons. He's been out of the limelight for so long.
Should we refresh their memory, Mike?
I'm so glad that you have some video evidence of what it was to watch Richard Simmons on the Magic Box, Rob Spiewak.
This is when I was first aware of him. This was the Richard Simmons Show, and it has all the horrible 80s production elements you'd ever want to see.
Here comes Dan.
He's so young there. And it was a studio full of women ready to work out, just sitting on the floor. But he's got a
One time
guest.
I gave out my telephone number on the air to come and if you wanted to come on the show, and they forgot to dial the right area code. So this one man in some city got 600 phone calls wanting to come on the show, and he wasn't real happy. If you want to come on the show and bring your husband and family, your husband and kids, whatever you'd like to do, all you have to dial is area code 213. That's Los Angeles. 460-3875.
The number's no longer in service, Mike.
We'll exercise together, we'll laugh, we'll scream, we'll have a good time.
Who's the guy on the right, Rob?
He is a guest. I didn't recognize the name, but here he is getting ready to exercise.
I think I know why he was a guest.
Stop it.
It's
remember a legacy here.
Never.
Well,
oh, is he going to have the shorts? The famous candy striped shorts? Oh, they're not candy striped.
Well, Mike, this is early in the career. So now Richard and this handsome buck of a guest are both in their shorts.
He was a little guy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
okay,
yeah.
kneel down.
Oh, now the exercising is
We're
starting.
going to work on the legs today. You can't just
And so that was his workout. That was the workout show. But, Mike, I think people might be more eager to remember some of his great products he sold, such as Deal-A-Meal.
Deal-A-Meal.
Remember, when you're out of cards, you're done eating for the day.
Now back to Deal-A-Meal with Richard Simmons.
An infomercial.
Thank you. We're back. Today we're talking about the fastest growing weight loss program in history. In its first 8 weeks, 250,000 people started it. What is it, people? Deal-A-Meal. That's right. But you know, I bet a lot of you out there are still wondering, does Deal-A-Meal really work?
It does. It does work.
Rob, you lost hundreds of pounds with it.
As a matter of fact, Mike, I just started again on Deal-A-Meal with Mike O'Mara Show playing cards, and I lost 100 pounds. And then before we close with him, I have to include, this is just an audio clip. This is an ad that will make you cock your head, but also him with Letterman, which is great. And a few years ago when he came on the Today Show and said that he's fine, don't worry about him.
Are you ready to tone? Well, let's warm up those muscles.
Get your chia in shape with Richard Simmons Chia Pet.
Take us through a typical day. You get up. What time's your day begin? What time do you start?
4:30 or 5.
Mm-hmm. And what do? Go to Tune Up Masters and get oiled up?
This is audio, right, Rob?
I can't. No, I do care. I do
Any
care.
of this stuff on the paper.
No.
It's just let's make fun.
No, I'm
it's
sorry.
pin the tail on Dickie. That's what it is.
For all the people that are worrying about me, I want to tell them that I love them with my whole heart and soul. And that not to worry, Richard's fine. You haven't seen the last of me. I'll come back, and I'll come back strong.
You know, he's an easy target, but I think he did a lot of good for a lot of people.
He'd been out of the public eye for years. In recent months, up to social media presence, including a message that you just played. Obviously, he was maybe more ill than he let on. It'll be interesting to see if Pauly Shore goes through with the biopic. In an Instagram tribute, Pauly said, quote, "I hope you're at peace and twinkling up in the heavens. They broke the dolphin shorts when they made you. Rest in peace, my friend. Rest in peace." So we will say so long. Shannon Doherty, another one that we lost.
This is
her
tough
battle
one.
with cancer on Saturday. She was only 53 years old. Shannon was first diagnosed with breast cancer in 2015, but went into remission 2 years later. But during a court battle with her insurance company in 2020, she revealed that she was dying of stage 4 breast cancer. Just over a year ago, she revealed that it had spread to her brain, but a few weeks ago, she said she was hopeful about her upcoming chemo. Shannon started acting as a child, landing her big break in Little House on the Prairie. I forgot that. And then, of course, a gig on Our House, Heathers, and her biggest fame, Beverly Hills 90210. And a very controversial figure. People were more interested in her personal life than they were in the television.
You know, she only did 4 seasons of 90210 because she was problematic, and she left, and then she got put back on Charmed, which was another Aaron Spelling joint, and he thought she would have fixed her personality, but she clashed with Alyssa Milano, and she left that too. But I take fault for this one because I've been binging 90210. because I never saw the first few seasons, and it's a great throwback show. She's great. She was so good on it. And I hate anyone to go that young.
Do you have a clip of her? I saw you in the pre-show. I saw a clip.
Yeah,
that
as
you
a
had.
matter of fact, I do. This is her on Letterman. And this is when she came back to revisit the new 90210.
They don't like you. I mean, as long as
Talking
you're not
about horses.
riding them, as long as you give them treats and doing that to them, they're fine. Once you get on, all that stuff disappears. They don't have any memory of that whatsoever. You're just the thing they want off their back.
Pretty much, yeah.
They don't want you up there.
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah, it's dangerous for
It is
God's sakes.
dangerous.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry
I mean,
to hear that.
you wouldn't like it if I was riding you, so.
Well, now that's...
She knew what she was doing.
Now, you see, that's a different category.
You bring out the worst.
Just a lovely lady and a good
And
actress.
look,
it's sad.
the reason I call this show Laughter and Death today, Dr. Ruth Westheimer, the sexpert, the definitive sexpert.
Yeah.
She made a career out of looking and sounding like your kindly European grandma while talking about penises, vaginas, and masturbation. She's no longer with us. Dr. Ruth died at her home in New York City on Friday.
What?
No, she was 96 years old. Her rep says, quote, she was restful when she passed. Her son and daughter were with her, holding her hand at the moment. It was peaceful. Dr. Ruth became a media icon, another media icon from the 80s, thanks to her frank and open discourse about sex. But her life before that was even more interesting. She was born in Germany. In 1939, she was 10. Her family sent her to Switzerland to escape the Nazis. At 16, she moved to Palestine, where she was trained as a sniper for the Israeli military. I completely forgot that,
Yes.
but I remember that when people used to talk about her. In 1948, she was injured in the War of Independence. Then she moved to Paris to study psychology. Dr. Ruth Westheimer.
We have a clip of her. This is a fairly recent one. Well, I mean, in terms of these deaths, she was commenting on the book 50 Shades of Grey when it came out. Remember what a huge splash it made? And this was her talking about it.
This book, what it will do is it actually will arouse a woman. And I would say to women all over the world, read it, use it in your own mind, and then spin off your own fantasies.
I bought that book for Carrie. She returned it. And that's a God's honest truth.
Thank you very much, Rob. I appreciate that. And now, on the subject in honor of Dr. Ruth Westheimer
Do you
of sex,
think that Stain Larry that was her co-host, do you think he's still alive?
I have no idea. He was an icon in the 80s, too. But in honor of Dr. Ruth, I give you people you should not hit on, ladies and gentlemen.
Very
All
good.
right. Anyone who ranks below you at work. Yes, bosses, I'm talking to you. Mixing work and romance can lead to HR nightmares faster than you can say, I just thought she was really into me. So bosses, don't be chatting up the hot secretary, male or female. Number 2, don't hit on your best friend's ex.
Well, that's obvious.
Just the ones, not all of them, just the ones they were serious with. So, if there's just a casual, quick relationship,
flirtation?
it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, there are plenty of fish in the sea. You don't need that one particular mackerel. Respect the friendship boundaries unless you're aiming to star in your own personal drama series. So that has legitimacy. Valid. All right, here we go. Anyone significantly younger than you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, that's just nonsense, because if you date someone that's significantly younger than you, sometimes it just works out.
The more you know. As the Instagram lawyer wisely pointed out, age gaps can sometimes mean vastly different life stages and interests. We don't need to be fighting off the advances of men who are old enough to be our fathers. That's a lady, Ick, that wrote that. Number 4 is your neighbor. Sure, everyone likes to borrow a cup of sugar.
Look out!
But proximity can make things incredibly uncomfortable if it doesn't work out. And number 5, the last one here, your therapist. Counselor. Seems to be a lot of television programs and movies that have this theme.
Yeah.
That's self-explanatory. For the sake of maintaining a professional relationship and your own mental health journey, this is a firm no-go zone. But you know what, Rob Spiewak, on the Mike O'Mara book on sex and relationships, I say, in the end,
What?
In the end, love is love, you effers.
Here,
there
here.
you go. And
Here,
there are
here.
no rules. I followed my heart, and in the end, love conquered all. There
Amen,
it is.
brother. Amen.
And if I'm lying about that, or if I'm wrong about that, well, she's been a good liar for a long time. I almost said good lawyer. Where's my head, ladies and gentlemen?
Sometimes it's rather transparent. But even that being said, Mike, I'm breaking it off with Mrs. Kravitz today.
Yes, yeah, and what a wonderful time that was. That really, really was. We'll take a break, and when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we'll have something, because that's what we do on the Mike O'Mara Show. We'll be right back.
On the
after I
latest
thought
bonus show, court is in session, and there isn't a question. You'll be laughing at these transgressions.
Would you like to know what I believe?
Yeah.
I believe that children are our future.
Due to poor parenting, your son is shitting his brains out.
It's tough to follow all the rules. The secret really
Mike.
is to look at the stools. At the time of my split, I couldn't even For the love of God, don't feed him a snack well, but make sure he avoids Mr. Blackwell.
You know he's
This is all-
alive, don't you? Why are you hiding it?
Don't be a schmo. Subscribe to the bonus show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com, and you'll be in the know.
No. I pass.
Hi, Rob.
Hi, Mike.
I'm here to tell you something very special. Hats!
People come up to me on the street and they say, Don, how do you make money with all those hats? And the answer is volume.
By popular demand, we now have an extremely limited run of the brand new TMOS Summer Cap. We are also selling tickets to our live show. We'll tell you about that in a second. The ultimate accessory for fans who want to show their support while staying cool. It's available in red, white, light blue, or black, ensuring there's a perfect match for everyone. So put a lid on it.
Because it's a hat and it's a lid.
Plus tickets and merch for the Grand Reunion Las Vegas weekend, and new T-shirts that you haven't seen yet. You haven't even seen them. Looking good. Don't miss the ultra cool TMOS coin. That's what I'm going to call it, right, Josh? Is that what we're going to do with that right now? Commemorative coin.
Commemorative coin.
You two just engage in a phone call over the weekend, and we
got it.
Commemorative coin. We want you to get that as well. Hurry up and support the show you love. Every purchase keeps the laughs coming. TMOSstore.com, the source for all things TMOS, official, authentic, and awesome. Thank you for our support, and remember our motto, Rob Spiewak.
You'll love it at Levitt's.
There it is. Welcome back to the show. Josh, let's talk about the live get-together in the Grand Reunion.
Have you seen the commercial?
I have not seen the
What?
commercial.
There's a commercial?
Let's run that right now, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
When we thought about our next TMOS adventure, we wanted to make it a little more special. We wanted to go back to a place our listeners love, Las Vegas. And this time, we wanted to make our hotel our home for the weekend, the Downtown Grand. All of us at the Mike O'Mara Show invite you to the Grand Reunion on the weekend of November 9th, when we take over the Downtown Grand Hotel in the heart of the best part of Las Vegas. Your weekend will include a Friday night blackjack and slot tournament,
21
special discounted room rates, the ladies of TMOS brunch, and a very special podcast recorded poolside and live on the Downtown Grand Hotel rooftop at the elegant Citrus Grand Pool Deck. Your weekend will also include special surprise activities and special commemorative Grand Reunion merchandise. We know that you love the show, but we also know that you love getting back together with the people who share your TMOS passion. That's why we invite you to join us for the Grand Reunion at the Downtown Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, Friday and Saturday, November 8th and 9th. It's a grand weekend for the show, the city, and most of all, you. Get your tickets for all the fun at MikeO'MaraShow.com and do it right now.
Now, the concept of our Grand Reunion is that we'd like to have everybody under the same roof.
Yeah.
That's the way we're doing this. Now, Josh reached out to me over the weekend, indicated that some people are making noise about staying, at Rico's Flea House or something like that because it might be a slightly better rate. The rate is extremely good. Discounted rate for you compared to their normal rate at the Downtown Grand. But the whole idea of getting yourself a room at the Downtown Grand is part of our our whole pitch with this thing, that we want to have as many of our listeners staying under the roof of the Downtown Grand because it's just going to be fun. Right. I don't want to go so far as to say I will visit every room that our listeners have at the
Mike,
hotel.
those years are behind you.
Yes, I'm not going to do that.
But you will be spotted in and around the hotel. And
I am staying at the Downtown Grand. You are staying at the Downtown.
Yes.
Josh is staying at the Downtown Grand, and as well as selling tickets, general admission tickets still available for this. We really encourage people to stay with our friends at the Downtown Grand because they have been very accommodating, and part of that accommodation was that we were going to have a lot of people staying at that hotel. That's just the reality, and that is that's the way we put this whole thing together.
Yep, and go through the link on our website. We've also shared it on social media, but if you go to michaelmarashow.com/store, you can get your tickets, as well as there's a button there for hotel info. Click on that to get your room reserved. That way they know you're part of our group. They'll put you in the same tower as us. You might be lucky enough to have the room next door to Mike, and
with a connecting door,
elevator all the time.
With a connecting door,
yeah. But the thing about a connecting door,
I sleep
Mike,
in boxer briefs now.
The thing about a connecting door, there's locks on both sides. So if you want to encounter Mike, it has to be an agreement.
Rob, since you brought it up, let me give everyone my secret knock for the Downtown.
Okay. Okay, that's different than last year's secret knock, which I remember was. Now, also people have to know about the Downtown Grand. If you're not familiar with it, not only is it a great hotel with a great bar, great restaurant, its own casino, which is great, you are spitting distance, Haktua distance from Fremont Street. It is ideal. And so if you want a place to stay, especially at a good rate, this is the place to stay.
Josh, did you get a chance to reach out to Shelley, the casino manager, to discuss our blackjack activities?
We're waiting they've been really good to us. They're waiting for us to show that we're booking some rooms. Tickets are selling really well.
Tickets are selling well. It's the rooms. Come on, people.
But it's the rooms that's the issue right now.
Yeah,
got to sleep somewhere, right?
Really. You're not gonna. And listen, if Dirk Bastrick is telling people that you can sleep on his couch, I urge Dirk, you have to stop and tell people to get their own rooms.
And also, it makes me uneasy that he puts couch in quotation marks.
Right.
What does that mean? Come sleep on my couch, Dirk.
We are very encouraged by the response we got to our VIP section, but we have to. We are. Our asses are on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, our asses are on the line. We put it out there, and we would really like you to participate in all the activities, which means stay there, get yourself your general admission tickets, bring friends, bring family. We're really excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun at the Downtown Grand, and we have the live podcast as the centerpiece on Saturday night up on the rooftop of the Downtown
Bringing
Grand
a friend is such a great idea. My father brought his brother who had never heard of our show.
Yes.
And then listened every day because he got to see what it was about. So if you want to bring someone in to the fold, bring them along. Be fun.
What's interesting is when you talk about, and I read everything on social media about the people that are passionate fans of this show, and the word click has come up a couple of times. And listen, I don't think I have ever bumped into a more accommodating group of people that even if you are a brand new fan of this show, even if you're somebody that has never hobnobbed with the people that have over a decade of friendship through this show, these people welcome you with open arms. And I really, really have to stress that. I hate it when I read that because if would it be simple enough to say, just walk up and go, I'm new, I'd like to be part of this group, and bam.
Yes.
I think you get the bear hug from everybody.
You
That's
do.
the way it
I
works.
mean, and also, how long have you been friends with people and you don't really get to understand their sense of humor or their personality?
Right.
By the very fact that you share this show, You're already family-esque. Get ready to hobnob with 2 Bs.
Yeah, so that's it. I want to make sure everybody is aware of that the whole concept of this whole weekend, and I said it to Josh and to Rob that I want to take over the hotel.
Yeah.
That's what I really
We worked from
do.
that backwards. That was our ultimate goal.
And that's why we need to book hotel rooms now, to show the
Absolutely. That's
hotel
why I said
also
it.
that
That's
we
right.
are taking it over, so then we can move on to the plan and more activities.
That's it. Looking forward to it. So I want to talk about a couple of things here. I want to talk about the TV reco that I have, which I wrote down here. I don't think I've mentioned it on the show yet. Presumed Innocent with Jake. Is it G or G?
Gyllenhaal.
Is it Gyllenhaal?
No,
it's not
I thought
Gyllenhaal.
It's Gyllenhaal.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
I think you got to look that one up.
Why is
I'm
it
gonna
always?
look it up.
This has always been for both the girl and the boy.
Oh, because
Jake
they
and
change their
Maggie.
mind. They don't tell anyone as they're coming up, and then once they're successful, they say, "Oh, you've been saying my name wrong for 20 years."
And he's
Gyllenhaal
also,
or Gyllenhaal?
Remember, we found out he's legally blind.
Yeah, that
Poor
that came
fella.
out. Have
Got
I
his
talked
bed
about him before? Have I talked about this show before? Let me know if I have.
Very at the very beginning.
I said I wasn't going to give it a
full throat.
full-throated reco until I
Correct.
watched more of it, and I've watched more of it, and it is riveting. It's fantastic.
It's on Apple TV, I believe, right?
It's on Apple TV, and the thing about it, this is what makes it great. Right now, what's that? What are you doing?
I think this should be a pronouncer of his name, Mike. Hold on.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Gyllenhaal. Okay, Josh is right. Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, that's Carrie.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Thank you, Carrie. You want to hear it slowed down? We can do that. Hold on.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
There it is.
So it is a
There
soft
it is,
G, a
ladies
soft
and
G.
gentlemen. So anywho, it's really the thing that's the coolest about it. There are like 9 people that could be the murderer in this thing, and you have no idea. My money, and don't spoil it for me. Do not get on my feed. No, you can't because they release
It's
it
not
week
out
to
yet.
week.
It's week
It's
to
not bingeable. It's not bingeable. So, are you
Well,
watching it, Josh?
No, I do this thing where I wait for like 6 episodes to come out, so that
Okay.
and then I can binge to get into it, and then wait the week.
That's
to week.
wonderful self-discipline. I
It
do.
is.
I get so frustrated when it's over because I'm like, oh my god, I have to wait a whole week. I wish everything was bingeable because I'd watch it all.
Well,
in
Mike,
one
think
weekend.
about the old days with Happy Days. You had to wait every Tuesday.
As you did, and
I did.
and many times at the conclusion of Happy Days, Rob would cry
I would.
because he knew that life really wouldn't matter until the following Wednesday. That's the way that
Tuesday.
Tuesday. I knew you'd have it. I knew you'd know it better than I do.
Tuesday, ABC, 8 p.m. Mike, also worthwhile on Netflix, and I went into it with a very low bar. I love the new Axel Foley movie, the Beverly Hills Cop movie.
I enjoyed that as well.
I
was
thought
surprised.
Eddie is still funny. The music is great.
Really?
And there is I won't spoil it, but the helicopter sequence is unlike anything I've ever seen. It's worth watching. It's
Really?
a blast.
You know what?
Yes.
That is a good enough recommendation for me to take a peek at that.
You'll
I,
love it. It's great. And my friend John, who works in Hollywood, he said it's the first time in his memory that a movie has sequeled itself with the same soundtrack. But it works. I mean, well, that and the Bob Seger song and Glenn Fry and the Pointer Sisters, they're all in there.
Okay.
And it just works. Eddie's still funny. It's great. I love that.
Yeah, and they've got enough of shots that remind you of old scenes of the old movies. So they did a great job.
Yeah,
I'd like
I was
to,
surprised that those 2 detectives are still alive. Well, I know Joan Reinhold, but the other guy.
You mean the one's Biddle? That one?
I'm Johnny Wishbone.
Johnny Wishbone. You know what? You are selling that to you are they ought to give you send a little something extra in your envelope for that because you are making this sound like
I
it's,
turned it on like I
and you
didn't
weren't a big fan before, were you?
I saw him in the theaters, but I didn't think it
Right.
was that great. But I think this is actually something that we need right now. This is a really just fun summer movie. I'm glad I don't have to go to a theater for
And
it.
I'm not a big fan of the franchise, so I might actually.
It doesn't matter.
Go. Yeah.
Yeah, Taggart is the one that I was surprised was still alive. The guy that's partners with
the big
Judge
guy,
Reinhold.
right?
Yeah, but
He
they
still
play
lives.
on that.
How's he
that
look? How's he look?
I'll give him this. He's really given it his all.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's nice to
And
hear.
I think the Pop-Tart movie ruined my taste for Netflix movies. And this one brought it back. This one said, they can still put out good stuff.
That was excellent. Yeah.
Josh Soroka, I want to talk to you because it's an interesting season. Josh's first passion is baseball. He has a wonderful podcast about your Baltimore Orioles, and it's fun for the Red Sox.
Baltimore Orioles.
First place Baltimore Orioles after yesterday's game. It's truly, and by the way, send for Baltimore Orioles fans, you can send your cards and letters to Alex Verdugo of the New York Yankees, who will be gladly
Please keep them cards and letters coming.
Former Red Sox outfielder, left fielder Alex Verdugo, who decided that he'd play Little League at the end of that game and hand the Orioles that victory.
Well, Volt had an error right before that.
Yep.
So there was a few guys. The Yankees fell apart. Thankfully.
It was really, really tough.
Was it one of those two games that had a fight? There was a good fight this week.
There was a brawl, bench clearing brawl.
Had a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
good.
So, Josh, going into the All-Star break with your team, I will tell you, it goes without saying that I am thrilled with my Boston Red Sox and the way they played. They played leading up to the break. I'm curious how you feel about where your Orioles are. They haven't had the greatest of months.
They've been. June was supposed to be a really tough month, and they played really well. They went on a little skid to end the All-Star break, losing 6 out of 7 games. Mm-hmm. So that's no fun, but a big win like yesterday against the Yankees, going to the half in first place, is a great time to be. And tonight's the Home Run Derby, and our star, Gunnar Henderson, is one of the
what
entries.
What a player. I remembered him watching those highlights today. I got to ask you this. Is it us? We love it, all right? But you've loved it forever. You've loved it through the ups and downs, highs and lows.
Just like Melania.
The best of times, the worst of times.
I have ducked out for a number of years, and now I'm back in, and they were intriguing even when they weren't playing that well, the Red Sox. My question to you, seeing the massive crowds at Yankee Stadium, seeing Camden Yards brimful yesterday, are you getting a sense of a little bit of a resurgence in the national pastime, as it used to be called, baseball?
The greatest thing baseball did is the pitch clock.
Okay. All right. Quicker
I know
games.
the Players Union says maybe that's why there's more pitchers injuries. I don't believe so. But what it did is it cut all baseball games to under 3 hours. I think it's 2 hours and 10 minutes average right now.
That's the best.
And
then we should make the pitch clock even shorter. If we could make what is it set at now? Like how long do they have?
10 seconds, right? 15.
What if we cut it down to 5?
Sure. And then let's cut strikes to 2. You get 2.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
first team to 3 runs wins.
They did that. They made some adjustments to the shift, which was killing the offense of the game. And baseball did what they hate to do. They made changes that made the game better. The NFL every year looks at the game and says, how can we tweak the rules to make it better, make it safer? Major League Baseball did that, and they're doing it more proactively now, and it's made the game better. It made it a lot easier for the casual fan. And winning always brings crowds back, but we're definitely seeing a resurgence.
Yeah.
That's good. I love to hear that. It's a good way to
the
go out.
NFL
on this
says,
break.
what can we do to make the game better? That's right.
Money. Hey, do you? I know you played a lot of your video prior to this. Do you have anything for the flip of side?
But we're not there yet.
Oh, that's right. We have one more break before that. I just was,
I'd like to share my letter with you if that's
looking
okay.
ahead. The letter about an unpleasant mail delivery. Is that what it is? All right, very good. We'll do that when we come back on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Do, 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 do.
Right now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk to you about something. I don't do a lot of laundry in the house. I really don't. But
Shocking.
I did. What does that mean? What the hell does that mean?
Because you don't seem like a laundry guy.
Well,
you seem
I
like
was
a guy
this
that
weekend.
you might do the dishes, maybe.
I was this weekend, and that's why I want to tell you about laundry sauce.
There it is. I love it.
Laundry sauce. All right, I didn't do that well. I tried. Laundry sauce, ladies and
as
gentlemen.
Mike put it on his camera, laundry sock.
I've got Siberian pine dryer sheets that I was on. That's the box. I've got the pods over here. I did 2 full loads of laundry with my laundry sauce, and you got to get yourself those dryer sheets in there too, because that gives your clothing a wonderful smell. Previously the smell of laundry was always kind of meh, not the greatest with the detergents that are out there. Laundry sauce puts an emphasis on one of my favorite things about fresh laundry: the nice smell of clean clothes. They have partnered with one of the top fragrance houses in the world, and laundry sauce smells amazing. My favorite scent, Siberian pine. Got it right here. Oh, my God. My house kind of smells like it. I know. How do you like your sandalwood? Do you like that?
I sometimes sit in my chair and I say, what does it smell so good? Oh, my God, it's me.
I get distracted doing these commercials because I like to go, man.
Yeah.
They have dryer sheets, the pods. Yes, Josh?
Feel free to double up on the dryer sheets and pods if you really want that smell or really need to counter other smells.
That's awesome.
Other smells.
Check out the bonus show.
Very good. Dryer balls, fabric softeners, even candles. Plus, if you aren't happy, send back your laundry sauce for a full refund, but you won't. No questions asked. Come smell me in Vegas. Elevate your laundry with laundry sauce. Now is the time to check it out. Head to laundrysauce.com/TMOS and use promo code TMOS at checkout for 15% off. Best offer you'll find, but you must use our code TMOS for 15% off your order. One last time, that's laundrysauce.com/TMOS, promo code TMOS for 15% off, and thank you very much. And we got time for a real quickie here.
Okay, I'll go real quick here, and this can actually bring up some conversation, hopefully later on. I don't get the mail every day anymore because we don't get a lot of good things in the mail. Everything seems to be internet or through email or something, but we get the mail 2 or 3 times a week. And on Friday, I went and I was walking the dog. I got the mail, and there was a rather nondescript letter addressed to me under the name Robert W. Spiewak Jr., which means it's pretty official. And I opened it up, and good news, Mike, because on August 12th...
Jury duty?
Jury duty!
Yep.
That's what happens when you vote, folks. You get called in for jury duty. Now, it's been a long time since I've done it. Now they have a number you call the night before to tell you if you have to show at all. And then once you get there, you'll be questioned. Have you ever actually sat on a jury? I've gotten out of it twice.
I will. I'm uncomfortable discussing my jury service on the air. I will discuss it with you after the show.
Okay.
And it's
now a TV program.
Judge Wapner, the People's Court.
No, I thought he was referring to that show, the reality show.
Innocent.
Presumed innocent.
Presumed
There it is.
innocent.
Right.
Okay.
We were all on the same page.
Yes.
It's interesting times. But I'll talk to you about that, Rob. And I think you're going to be just fine. I think you're going to be a great
I'm hoping
juror.
to be able to come in using my phone while I'm in the jury waiting room, the pool.
There you go. Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
it would be a great thing, and interview other jurors.
Yeah, I've got my ideas and my thoughts on that, and I really wish I could share them. What the best advice I ever got about jury duty came from my next door neighbor. And he told me, and he was a principal at a school, so I valued his opinion very significantly. That's the way I look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Rob, I got a hat that I could send you. You might get out of it with.
Okay, let's go to break.
There you go. Time for a break, ladies and gentlemen. I know what hat that is. Yes, sirree. Fell on the floor over the weekend.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm gonna wear a wizard's hat, a pointed hat with stars and moons on it.
Side of Flip coming up on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. We will be right back with that and more fun on the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, we're hitting it hard because we want to sell those tickets, ladies and gentlemen. It's finally happening. We are returning to Las Vegas, Nevada for our grand reunion weekend. Saturday, November 9th, the weekend of November 9th. Come be a part of a live poolside taping on the night of your favorite podcast, that's us, on the elegant rooftop citrus deck of the downtown Grand Hotel. That ain't all. Take the whole weekend. Be part of our exclusive fun, special discounted hotel rates, people!
Listen, people!
Limited edition swag plus surprises and a whole lot more. Grab your tickets and more info at MikeO'MaraShow.com. There's a link there to the hotel rooms as well.
Yes.
No better way to reunite with your TMOS family and no better place to do it. Join us as we take over downtown and the Downtown Grand Hotel the weekend of November 9th. We cannot wait to see you there, and it's going to be big fun for everybody. And now time for Rob Spiewak and Julia.
Yeah, well, she might be there.
Hello.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Roll over.
flip side.
Mike, I find you guilty
Of being
of being a great showman in Las Vegas.
Yes, I am.
That's a
All right,
okay, you're guilty of being hot. Mike, I happen to have, I'm proud to say it, the world's greatest rock and roll record collection. And sometimes when I am dozing off at night, I think of something that we need to hear. Now, if I say to you the name Dickie Goodman, what does it mean to you?
Mashups.
Yes, exactly.
Mr. Jaws.
Right.
Where he'd ask a question, and then he'd play a clip from the record, and the first one was fun, and then they all got
I actually
crappy
played
after that.
Mr. Jaws on the 4th of July Rob Radio.
Was that his first?
No, he goes back to the 50s. He's been doing it forever.
Well, he's dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is, the late Dickie Goodman. Mike, in 1972, and this is current events right now, he came out, he made himself a label, and he called his organization, he wasn't Dickie Goodman, he was the Delegates. And he did a record called Convention 72. Now, I know we are coming up on the RNC, and I think it would be appropriate to look back a couple years to see what the convention was, how they were covering it in 1972. I was 1 year old.
Mr. Kissinger, amid this historic moment, with all the pomp and grandeur of the political system of America all around you, tell us, sir, what are your innermost thoughts at this very moment? Gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman, gotta find a woman. Vice President Agnew, what are your thoughts, sir? Right on. Mr. Agnew, when you heard the rumors that President Nixon might not select you as his running mate again, what did you say to him?
You never should have promised to me. Give it here. Don't hold back now. Give it here. Don't say nothing. Just give it here.
Doesn't hold up, Rob.
You're right. It doesn't, but that's why I'm playing it.
You only realize that when you hear it. That's
because at the time we thought it was so funny.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just really sad.
Yeah, it sucked. Yeah.
And also what's good to know is that he played just enough of the records that he wouldn't have to pay licensing.
Yeah, just a small blurb. That rule that exists today, too.
Yeah, it does. It does. So that's Dickie Goodman, and he's dead. Mike, stamps, man. We were just talking about postage. I got a letter for a jury summons, and it's amazing how expensive it is to mail a letter. Their forever stamp is going up. Right now, how much do you think a stamp is?
38 cents.
Let's see if he's right.
We are watching your wallet this morning. Starting on Sunday, you'll be
Yikes.
paying more for forever stamps.
It's the second increase this year for stamps. 12 News reporter Matt
This guy.
looking into it for us this Wednesday morning. He's live in downtown Wichita with what you need to know about this second increase.
Would it kill him to put on a tie?
And Felicia, as you mentioned, it's a second increase even since January. That first one was from 66 to 68 cents. This one on Sunday will go up to 73 cents. But
73
here's why.
cents.
The USPS
73
says they're
cents.
trying to shed debt and boost revenue on what they call a 10-year of a bad, defective pricing model. That's their words. Now, other postage rates are also set to jump on Sunday as well. Mailing a postcard domestically will cost 56 cents. That's about a 3-cent increase, while the price of mailing postcards and letters internationally are both rising by a dime to $1.65. Now, overall, postage costs are rising at a 7.8% increase, according to USPS. I spoke with a Wichita man on a fixed income who's not happy about that increase.
Mike, before we go to the man on the fixed income.
Yeah, go to the man on the fixed income.
I have to wonder how he's related to this Stain reporter, because this is not the guy you're looking for to be on the news or television.
It's like everything else, prices are going up, and for somebody on a fixed income like me, it's just getting worse and worse.
That's Greg Holmes. He buys stamps once a month.
And not just stamps, but food, and I don't drive, but I saw gas may go up again.
Why is he on a
very
fixed
soon.
income? He's 28.
He is not 28. But remember, Mike, I don't drive, but I seen gas going up.
There you go. I don't understand. Don't you believe that, snail mail should go the way of the change purse in the grocery store?
I don't know if you think about it.
Electronic. Oh, God, I'm asking the wrong person.
If you think about it, the fact that you're paying someone 73 cents to take a piece of paper across the nation, that's a pretty good deal.
Okay.
But
all right,
I agree that electronic is also good.
I don't get mail from across the nation. I get bills and political emails or political postcards.
Well, but you're not being charged for that. That's them.
He gets them every week, though.
Thank you, Josh.
every week. It's every day.
I appreciate it.
And then also Josh mails Band-Aids and things like that. So it's also great.
Yes, very exciting.
All right, Mike, let's close with this. Is there any more drug-fueled food than the Funyun? I think that if it weren't for marijuana smokers,
Drug
no
and
one would buy
alcohol.
Funyun.
You know, well, alcohol's a drug.
Yeah,
so.
because when you think about it, it's really just onion powder blown up and fried. But at least it's something. This lady was going wild on social media over the weekend because of the packaging of her Funyuns that she bought. She bought one of the big boxes that you can get at like a box store.
Yeah. Lots of the Funyuns there.
Yeah, well, she's dissatisfied with the batch she got.
So someone from Frito-Lay, you need to be fired. I bought this yesterday from Walmart.
It's a brand new box, brand new bag of Funyuns.
This is closed. Hold on.
It has one Funyun in it.
I was trying to be funny.
That's a good video.
That's not right.
You did a good
I love
job.
the fact that someone commented, she said, "Oh, you didn't buy Funyuns, you bought a Wunion."
There you go. I'd like to say a shout out to Sergeant John Harris, my buddy who I went to Sturgis with, and it was his snack of the trip. Funyuns.
Really?
He loved his Funyuns. Yes,
And
he
a
did.
shout out to Frito-Lay and all the
Frito-Lay.
great products.
That's funny. Yeah, I like that. Good video. Hey, good day today to start
Fun.
the week on the Mike O'Mara Show. Our thanks to Der Spiegel and the.
Not Der Spiegel.
Our thanks to Der
Sebastian.
Kommissar.
No.
Well, no, he doesn't want to be go by Sebastian. You don't remember it either, so
Der
don't try to give me a
Schelm.
hard time. Der Schelm.
DERSCHAELM.
The Jester. The
Yeah.
Jester for all our German friends. That's it. We have to get out of here.
La,
For
la,
Rob
la.
Spiewak and Josh Soroka, this is Mike O'Mara saying have a great week and so long, everybody.
So long for now.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Oh, you left out a bunch of stuff.
And what time did Mr. O'Mara's review come in last night?
Oh, he didn't come in here at all. We're all on computers now. You see, O'Mara wrote his reviews on his home computer and then sent it in here by modems over the telephone.
Oh, my goodness, how modern.
What do I do?